Another turn in the coil. Urianger would have you delve deeper into the mysteries surrounding the Elder Primal Bahamut. A crystal-choked abyss lieth beneath the Cartno Flats, the unholy cradle of an Elder Primal. And by thy hand were truths great and terrible wrested from those once celestial depths. Yet, as is oft the case, an answer doth breed a profusion of questions, and the unknown doth beckon with irresistible allure. Ne'er have the mysteries of the red moon lain so neatly within our grasp. Lady Alisaie hath sent word of her coming. 'Tis time once more to brave the precipice and leap unflinching into the jagged wound that doth gape beneath the land. Oh, Urianger. Mine apologies. I trust I have not kept you waiting over long. Lavenza, I am both delighted and reassured to have you at my side once more. I would not waste your time with trivialities. Let us proceed directly to the discussion of that which we have learned and that which we hope to learn anon. Initially, it was evidence of a new primal that led us to delve into the cavern beneath Castromossidens and to explore the subterranean scars left after the fall of Dalamud. As you will well recall, what we found was a vast, largely intact fragment of the fallen satellite. And within the depths of that structure, we discovered not the new primal we had expected, but the broken form of Bahamut himself. Yet even this great revelation would soon be overshadowed by the appearance of my own dear grandfather. I have since shared a sundry. I have since shared. Okay, I have since shared our sundry findings with Rambros, preeminent scholar of the Sons of Saint Koinak, and he in turn did kindly furnish me with his theory concerning the Elder Primal's Allegan prison. 'Twould seem that Dalamud was constructed to gather unto itself the rays of the sun, and thence channel this radiant bounty unto the crystal tower. The ancients saw great potential in Bahamut's capacity to manipulate energies of otherwise unmanageable magnitude. 'Twas for this reason that they did bind him within the red moon to serve as its living core. Do you remember the sight that greeted us at the culmination of our journey? The colossal devices that surrounded and seemed to cradle the incomplete form of the Elder Primal. See, I don't really remember that. I mean, I assume that was T5, but from the information provided to us by the Sons of Saint Koinak, we have learned that these contraptions were termed internment hulks, and that each bore the designation Ragnarok class. The purpose of these hulks is believed to be twofold. First, they are meant to act as binding coils, rendering Bahamut incapable of escape. And second, they are meant to feed him. Perversely, the self-same energy which prevents him from moving also serves to sustain his corporeal manifestation. Bahamut is permitted neither to die nor to truly live. He merely is allowed to be. For centuries upon centuries was the Elder Primal thus imprisoned, bound about in fetters so subtle in their working and yet so adamant that though his cell be destroyed, Bahamut lieth yet at the mercy of his long departed captors. It has long been held that the primals require the prayers of their faithful followers to exist, Yet none alive worship Bahamut. Could it be then that the Alligans found a way to simulate prayer itself? It seems the only logical explanation. I would postulate, therefore, that the regenerative mechanisms in question all supply something akin to the power of prayer. Consequently, if all the interment hulks were to be rendered inactive, Bahamut should dissolve into the ether. Upon the evidence of thy previous foray, we determined that the elder primal is sustained by 3 such binding coils. Thus did we commence to scour the realm, and found in the 12's wood an as yet unexplored fragment of the lesser moon, bearing a most familiar etheric signature. And after conducting a preliminary investigation, we believe we have discovered a point from which this North Shroud fragment and the second of the interment hulks can be entered. As Eorzea's sword in the darkness, I would have you once more lead the charge. I will, of course, be there at your side. Once you have made your preparations, head to Falgord Float and make yourself known to my assistant, Serpent Lieutenant Aneli. The fallen fragment is not far from the settlement, and her position provides a convenient rendezvous point. I will break these Allagan fetters, for they bind my grandfather as surely as they bind Bahamut. So was Alize, when she was talking about, like, that we saw Bahamut, or like what was holding it in place, or what, was that just when we saw the hand? Because I think at some point you do get a view of like all of Bahamut or something, but I assume that's probably later. And she was just referring to the fact that we saw the hand and it being bound. I also kind of worry because I remember reading that, if you don't remember to turn off the skip cutscenes, you can actually miss stuff even in New Game Plus. So it's like I'm kind of, it's like, okay, did I miss something? Was there a cutscene that I should have seen that I didn't? And that's why, like, yeah, well. Hopefully I'm doing this all right. Lavenza Shark, I've been expecting you. My name is Anali. I have been accorded the rank of lieutenant within the Order of the Twin Adder, that I may better assist Lady Alize with her endeavors here in the 12's Wood. Such authority has allowed me to act without interference from the local soldiery and to conduct a preliminary investigation of the Alder Springs fragment. From what we have seen of the exterior, the structure shares many common features with the one you explored in Lenosha, and likely plays host to a similar complement of guardians. But I fear words alone will do little to prepare you for what lies ahead. Pray seek out my comrade to the south and east. He is charged with observing all that occurs in the vicinity of the fragment, and will be well placed to show you the thing, if nothing else. I definitely feel like my reading has not gotten any better. Okay, so we're heading, well, right here. Oop, went a little bit too far. But we're heading over there, it would seem. What What business brings you to this broken land? Unless you fancy being ground to a bloody pulp under the granite fists of a wandering golem, I suggest you bugger off. Oh, my apologies, madam. Lady Alize did send word of your impending arrival, but 'twould seem I have grown rather too accustomed to shooing away curious sellswords and reckless explorers. Behold, if you will, one of the fallen shards of the Red Moon Dalamud. Our initial survey uncovered no evidence of the Empire's presence, which, while fortunate in itself, meant that the approach to the fragment had yet to be cleared. After much effort, however, we succeeded in carving out a semblance of a path which should grant you access to the entrance, and that, I'm afraid, is where our progress ended. The interior, well, assuming that the architecture of this hulk resembles the first, the master controls you seek will be located on the bottommost layer, past all the ingenious and deadly defenses of which the ancient Allegan seems so indecently fond. If you would know more, I'm afraid there is nothing for it but to brave the depths of the fragment yourself. Lady Alize will soon be arriving at Falgord. Pray do not tarry on your way back to the lieutenant's post. I imagine our young mistress will be most eager to commence the expedition. The road ahead promises peril aplenty, and I would humbly suggest that this is not the occasion to stint on preparation or provisions. May the 12 watch over you. Mr. Shark, I trust the private's explanation was worth the journey. Simply securing an approach to the fragment's entrance proved a monumental task. I dare not think what defeating its inner defenses will entail. If there is aught I might do to aid you. Ah, Lady Ali's. Oh, my apologies, Master Alphino. Has there been a change of plan? Urianger informed me of the impending expedition. I merely came to exchange a few words with my fellow scion before she disappeared into the depths of the second coil. Lavenza, though I would strenuously deny it were she present, my sister's admiration and affection for our grandsire exceeds even mine own. Upon the matter of his legacy, therefore, Alize is wont to go above and beyond the call of duty. In our grandfather's absence, she has made the salvation of Eorzea her personal crusade. 'Twas that which prompted her to brave the perils of the first coil. Yet the fact that she risks her life in this manner is not the greatest of my concerns. No, it is her subsequent fixation upon my grandfather's shade that worries me most. This quest is... this quest to rid the world of Bahamut must not become a quest to save a man long dead. My sister must needs have a better reason to fight. A time will come when the fate of the realm rests upon our shoulders, and when it does, we must be strong in our resolve, and certain of the stakes for which we risk all. There is a wide difference between fighting for the good of Eorzea and fighting for the love of a man who died for the good of Eorzea. Alize must choose her own path. She cannot rely on grandfather to choose it for her, for he is gone. I am glad that it is you with whom she makes this journey. If Alize is to discover a deeper purpose, then where better to find one than at the side of Eorzea's greatest champion? 'Twas there that I found mine, after all. But 'tis past time I was gone. Fair fortune in your endeavors, Lavenza. Ah, Lieutenant Anelli, was it? I would appreciate you making no mention of my presence here to my sister. Lady Alice is due to arrive at any moment. I shall abide in confident expectation of your triumphant return. Okay. And then I assume Alize will join us. In the actual raid. Okay, this one's for Flasia. Alright, I didn't even make the connection to this one that we were actually outside of it. How strange. Why could we not see all this before? I suppose it is only to be expected that corrupted crystals should accompany a disturbance of this magnitude. After all, the fragment likely pierced the ground to a depth of many hundreds of yalms. The swirling aether leaking from the wound must warp the very air, creating a veil that hides these formations from view. Well, it is not as if we expected this to be a straightforward task. Let's tread carefully, shall we, Lavenza? 'Tis imperative that we win through to the depths of this structure and disable the mechanism that powers Bahamut's regeneration. Of course, if we should chance to encounter my grandfather upon the way, I shall not let him go again, not while there is hope that he may yet be saved. But mayhap we should put such thoughts from our minds until after we have successfully gained entrance to the place. That opening up ahead appears a suitable point of ingress. Sorry, just got a, random call from nobody that actually knows me. Spam, as it were. So yeah, I never realized. I mean, if you actually take the time to look around, you can see, oh yeah, we're actually outside the coil, or whatever you want to call it. Okay, that's what I'm looking for. Yeah, it's interesting to think that, like, I think a lot of the bosses, or a lot of the, yeah, kind of dungeon bosses and stuff like that, and mechanics that we're so used to now, I think, like, a lot of it came from this raid, Rafflesia being one of them, because I don't think we ever saw. Maybe we saw this monster before then. I don't know. Maybe I'm just making stuff up. I know the mechanics, like a lot of it. You know, the first time they appeared was in here, but maybe not the models of the various monsters and whatnot. Now, again, I don't know which one of these have cutscenes in and which don't, but I haven't actually, you know, watched even the like intro cutscenes to like look at the areas in many a moon. So, if nothing, there's that. Okay, cool. So there's something else with Alize. Ooh. That armor. No, it couldn't be. Be on your guard, Lavenza. Though it defies all reason that he should live, I know of only one who wears such armor. He whom the Empire raised as high as the Black Wolf himself, the legatus of the 7th Legion. I speak of the madman who brought the Meteor Project to fruition. We face the White Raven, Nael Van Darnus, harbinger of the 7th Umbral Era. Nael Van Darnus? Ah, that was the name of the fool who perished upon the eve of the promised Age of Glory. It should not be uttered within these hallowed halls. Now, I know this is like somebody else in the body of Nael or something, but out of love for his loyal servant, the one true deity named me Nael Deus Darnus. The one true deity? Bahamut! He speaks of Bahamut. O Lord Bahamut, thy name is as sweet water to parched lips. How my heart swells at thy sacred touch. This blessed sanctum is the domain of my God and his beloved children. Seek to defile his glory, and you will answer to me. How is this possible? From what Alphino has told me, Nael was slain on the eve of the calamity. Whatever the truth of the matter, we must be on our guard. There can be no reasoning with the worshippers of a primal. Yeah, like the Nail Van Darnus or Deus Darnus, like I don't really know much about that, so hopefully here I'll fill in those gaps. And then this is just elevator trash. Not like the elevator boss of T4. Not much to all this. Just, again, like a time waster. I mean, I'm sure like at the time it was a good kind of like litmus test or whatever before going into the boss. Like if you couldn't even take on this trash, then you're not going to be able to defeat the boss. But I'd still just prefer to go after the boss, and you know, if I get wrecked at the beginning, I get wrecked at the beginning. This is one I have some memory of taking on as well. Back in the day. Obviously remember it being a lot harder than this. Oh, there we go. And so now this... Thank you for watching these Binding Coil videos. I've had such a great time going through them, I don't think ever actually have watched the cutscenes before. So this has been really great. I mean, it really is a great story. I've heard it tons of times. Don't know why it took me so long to watch it now. But yeah, it's been great. And if you have enjoyed it as well, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And come join me live. I'm about to start the patch content for A Realm Reborn. I'm looking forward to it. Should be fun. So please come and join me. The link to my Twitch is down below. Again, thank you all, and have a good one.